Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Philip Duncan. Well, we've got a classic spring setup around the country at the moment, and by that I mean one day is warm, the next day is cold. One day is wet, the next one is dry, or one day is calm and the next day is very windy. So we're getting that real mix of spring weather over the next several days. We're only just starting with this topsy-turvy weather pattern. So at the moment, it's a little cooler around the country. In fact, the South Island's east coast is colder than average, and that's because of this colder southerly that's sweeping in across New Zealand. It's a little warmer around Gisborne and East Cape, or at least it was. It is cooling down there as well. So let's take a look at the rain and snow coming up over the next few days. This is the rainfall accumulation map right through until Friday, and as you can see, there's a pretty even spread of rain across New Zealand. So actually this is good news, because big chunks of New Zealand are drier than average, so we will be very happy to see this rain coming through. It's also falling in the areas that need it the most, which is another positive, and there's perhaps not quite so much for other areas which are a little wetter than average. Some of the biggest rainfall totals are where you see that pink shading, which is around the Nelson Ranges, and also up around Hawke's Bay and the Gisborne Ranges as well. And there's a bit of snow in there too, mostly through the mountains and ranges, so you don't have to worry about it being too low level. However, it might affect the alpine passes for a time this week, so just keep up to date with that. This is the snowfall map right through for the next few days. All right, let's take a look at Wednesday, and this is how New Zealand is shaping up. We've got a warmer spell of weather coming in before the next cold front. So warmer westerlies are blowing through, but later on the southerlies come back, and that comes with rain, showers, maybe even some hail, and it moves up the west coast as well. But for many other places, the day will actually improve as it goes on. It might start off a little windy and cool around the north with a few showers, but they clear away, and the afternoon should be a little bit milder. Taking a look now at Thursday, you can see the southerlies blowing through. That's going to drop temperatures once more as we go into the North Island. It's a cold day in the south. There'll be snow flurries in the mountains, and maybe even a few snow flurries around the Central Plateau Mountains as well on Thursday. And the next surge of wind, big strong south to southwesterly winds coming in on Thursday. And then we get to Friday, which is another transition day with high pressure to the north. Once more, the colder winds will take a bit of time to fade away from the North Island, especially the eastern side. But in the South Island, things are warming up now with the next surge of warmer weather. And that comes in for Saturday, but I've got to say, Saturday does go downhill weather-wise. There could be both wind and rain warnings issued on Saturday. Very heavy rain on the west coast, very strong winds through eastern areas, central areas, and you can pretty much see the whole country. I mean, that's all a big squash zone between that big high and a big low off the screen. So Saturday looks pretty unsettled, although it may still be fairly dry around eastern New Zealand and also the very north, up around Northland especially. And on Sunday, it's a little drier, but it's still pretty windy across New Zealand with strong to gale force westerlies blowing right through. This is very typical spring weather. In fact, I'm a little surprised it's taken this long to show up. We should have been seeing this weather about a month ago, so it's kind of good to see it coming back, especially the rain. That is all from me. We'll update you again tomorrow with the latest.